Nvidia posted very strong results, but the company is expecting a negative impact in the current quarter due to export restrictions to China. And the shares were initially lower, but have turned positive in the last hour. And joining us now to break down the results, Vivek Arya, Bank of America senior semiconductor analyst. And you figure, Vivek, if that's the reason initially for a little weakness, it just seems like it's such an extraneous factor. I mean, it's real and it can affect things, but it doesn't say anything about demand or the future of AI. So I don't know why that would cause anyone to sell the stock.
True. Good morning, Joe. So yeah, I think it's possible. The stock had a very strong run from 400 to 500 recently, and the incremental buyer is, probably enjoying roasted turkey and pecan pie with their family. But I think the more important point is what you mentioned, that the fundamentals are absolutely there, and with Nvidia, these fundamentals are in three different dimensions. The first dimension is there is a big transformation of the data center that's going on towards accelerated computing. This is not a one-year transition. This is not a two-year transition. The internet started 40 years ago, and we are still enjoying the fruits of that. So this is a multi-decade transformation. Second is that the pipeline is just getting started. Used to be just GPUs. Now they are adding CPUs. They are adding systems. They are adding software. And the third, a very important dimension that I think can be overlooked is this concept of what we call AI sovereignty, that it is not just one country developing their AI infrastructure. We are seeing every country, every region, every superpower wanting to develop their own AI infrastructure because they realize that it is critical. It is as critical as energy independence used to be in the last century to have your own AI infrastructure. And I think NVIDIA is offering the best turnkey solution to do that. So I think we are just getting started.
I mean, what do you envision that enabling sovereign entities to do? To just drive costs down, be more efficient, or are there just all new vistas that are going to be opened up from this? It's hard to, I mean, you need to be a real futurist to try to deduce what you're talking about.
Sure. I think the first thing is that whether it's a company, whether it is a country, whether it's a region, we are all generating a lot of data. The problem is extracting insights from that data. That is what has been so difficult so far. And that is something that this new class of technology called generative AI and large language models is trying to address. That how do we create that computing infrastructure that is able to help us extract insights, do faster discovery. So whether it is for drug discovery, whether it is for more efficient defense systems, whether it's for more efficient transportation systems, better ways of modeling weather phenomena, as an example. So there are so many applications that are coming up that can be married with this data. But what that requires is this new kind of accelerated computing infrastructure, because if we try to use traditional CPUs, it is just not going to be cost effective and will consume too much power. So as these countries, these regions, these enterprises are starting to go to this new accelerated forms of computing, they're looking to do that at a very rapid pace. And I think that's where having the semiconductor industry, where there's just been a lot of consolidation, having a company like NVIDIA come and help them in that progress, I think that's a very powerful phenomena, and it has multiple applications over the next number of decades.
With the stock, you always wonder about the law of large numbers, because there's even expressions, no tree grows to the sky, blah, blah, all that. And this has been such a run for NVIDIA. But then when you describe that, Vivek, the internet, which you said is still just phenomenal in what it's done for the way we live, and it's been 40 years, and it's still happening. There's not one thing that the internet is not sort of almost the guts of how all this stuff is happening. You expect the same or even more from this technology?
I think time will tell. What we can only do from a technology and industry perspective is to have a long-term thesis, but then obviously monitor it continuously. So when I look at least the next 2 to 5 years, we have a company where the top line can grow at least 30 to 35% of a year. Earnings are growing faster. And let me give you this statistic that next year, their sales are expected to grow over 65%, earnings over 70%, and the stock is trading at 24, 25 PE. When I was with you 3 months ago, the valuation was higher than that. 6 months ago, when the whole phenomena started, the valuation was 60 times. So valuation is very compelling, and I think that's the other key difference. That
Amazing.
during the start of the internet, there were a number of companies that benefited, but investors had to pay insane valuations for those
that's
companies.
what you're not seeing.
So, and here we have a company where the valuation continues to. So, I think that offers a measure of comfort on the valuation side. But for the next 2 or 3 years, we do think this growth is real.